Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all back to the episode 4 and season 3 of Relations. Due to some technical glitches, our guest is not able to be present here. So, I, the moderator, presenting in front of you, I have got the chance today to present myself. And since I also have a hobby of writing poems, I would love to present my poems in front of you all today. Please share your comments in the comment section. This will motivate me to write more poems as I'm just a teenager and I've just completed my class 12 boards and I have a long way to go. I'll be happy with all the comments, all the beautiful things which you all shower me with. With this, I would like to read the first poem that I will present in front of you. It's a poem basically about how we human beings actually tend to think that happiness is momentary, but all the sufferings that we go through is actually the truth of our life. Like we all say, life is a beautiful life, but death is a bitter truth. So I have written a poem based on that kind of a theme, where we humans tend to think that happiness is momentary, whereas pain, the endless sufferings, are actually the real thing of our life. Here I'm the presenting the poem. Momentary happiness, but long bound sadness. Is it my mind or the bitter emptiness which is misleading me to enormity? Why bound even under stressful remorse, getting back again under a short prose? The hour hand seem to have passed in seconds. If I look back, I see smiles. Even when at the gunpoint, the leaves didn't stop to spread greenery and add beauty to the off scenery. Even though I swore but laughter cried. The words fell short, and lips lied, harsh, ruthless, and worst of the worst. I, we don't know where we still manage to be happy. In the midst of absurd noise, we still rejoice. So, the most favorite line of mine from this poem is: the leaves didn't stop to spread greenery and add beauty to the off scenery. What I mean from these lines is that even in so much of cruelty, war, and the problems between mankind, the old little green leaves have never stopped to spread its greenery, to add happiness, to add loveliness to the whole environment. That's what I talked through this poem, that even after so much pain, even after so much sufferings, we human actually don't forget to enjoy every moments of our lives. So that's what we are. We manage to be happy. We manage to not show our tears, and we try to be happy. And probably that's what happiness is, to be happy even in a sad situation. So that was my first poem. Now I would like to move on to the second poem, which is also that kind of a poem. Since I'm a class 12 student, when I was preparing for my uh, need examination, which I think you all are aware of, it's a medical entrance examination where you have to study physics, chemistry, biology, and if you pass the exam, you will be admitted into a medical college. So when I was preparing for my need examination, I was actually going through a lot of ups and downs because I was so much into my studies that I was actually not having proper communication with my friends, my family. Sometimes I used to hear my mother complaining that you just behave so rudely with us, you don't talk with us, you like to stay in your room. And I said, no, I can't talk with you all. It just distracts me. It just takes me away from my studies. I stopped attending my family functions, which was, um, I think, is not good for a child's mental health. But the education system of our country is such that we are bound to go through all those phases. So well, I was going through those phases, and I knew I was wrong. I knew what I was doing was not right. I was not behaving well with my parents. Even if they enter my room and they ask me if I need something, I would just like yell at them that no, I just don't need anything. I want to study. Why are you disturbing me? And anyone who is actually preparing for competitive exams know this very well, that it is we go through a lot of ups and downs because we continuously give our mock tests, and it just disturbs our mind like anything. And I think the best part during that whole period of, I think, 2 years, was that I kept noting every feeling that came to me. And one of the feeling was this, that I was actually getting lost, in this the desire to win, the desire to leave everyone behind, the desire to top. Actually, I was leaving everything behind, my family, my friends. So I wrote a poem on it, and I think all, if any teenager is watching me, will be able to relate with it, or anyone who has actually passed through this will be able to relate with me. Here I'm presenting the second poem. In the midst of mystery and desire, we become a hunch of fire. With arousal of dreams and achievement, we step back from former commitment. People change like clothes in a blink and are left with empty notes. We become lonely with the same person, and he is no more the former. Somewhere in the midst of everything, we lose our beloved. With arousal of dreams and achievement, we give up our contentment. We miss the older child in him, like he's a big boy now, a man with manly thoughts and harsh and difficult words. This is like one of my favorite poems. I will remember this throughout my life because I actually know what I was going through at that period of my life. Because I didn't know whether I was a child or I was a grown up person at that point of time. and I was completely lost because I was so much into my studies. I had this thing in my mind that I have to win, I have to make my parents proud. But in the same thing, I was making them sad every day because they used to invite me to join them for dinners. I used to say I would like to have my dinner alone. So I don't know what I was going through. So this is one of my very favorite poem, and it's very special for me. um, I have many poems of mine, but now I would like to read a poem of my favorite poet, Robert Frost. He is my favorite poet because of many reasons. I think if you have heard my poems, two of my poems, you have made a link with his poems. His poems are also like that. He also connects our human nature, the tendencies of human beings, with the natural things, and he tries to jot down or note down everything that human beings goes through. And I remember the first poem of him that I read was The Block City, and it's still my favorite poem. So one of his poem, that is The Road Not Taken. I remember I was in class 8 when my teacher, she read this poem to us. Somehow, I think this poem is a very special poem for every child because it's a point which comes to every child's life. When you pass a certain age, you have two choices in your life. You have to choose one. You cannot travel both. I'm sorry, I'm just not so well. Um, so this is a poem about that. That you have to make a choice in life, and sometimes we know that both the decisions are right. Even after that, you have to choose only one. You cannot travel on both the paths. You have to leave something behind. As as an older person already says that to gain something, you have to lose something. And I know it very well now, perhaps, because I know that uh, I have achieved something till now, at least little bit, at least 30%. And if that 30% I have achieved, I have also lost many, a lot of things I have lost, and that's a part of life. So this is a very favorite poem of his, of that a poem of his that's a very favorite poem of mine. I would like to read that poem to you. I have actually read it many times in my class, but again, I'm reading it today. The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I couldn't travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The last two lines, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The most favorite lines of mine, because if you have to become successful, you have to. My one of my favorite teacher used to always tell me that if you have to become something different, you have to always stay away from the crowd. Whatever the crowd does, you cannot do that. There are always two positions: be the crowd or be in the platform. So my teacher always used to tell me, don't be in the crowd, be in the platform. So I think this is what the last two lines says, that you have to always be different. I would obviously travel the one which is less traveled by, because ma'am, I'm very adventurous. I like to adventure, like to discover new things, and I like to try out every day. Even today morning, I was trying embroidery. Yesterday, I was trying to sing something. So different. I like to try different things. So I would obviously choose the which is less traveled by. And I think only when you actually try to become different from others, only then you will become successful. Because whatever everyone does, if you follow them blindly, you will not get what you're capable of getting. Somewhere you will step back, and you will actually not be able to achieve it. You have to chase your dreams. You have to be different from others in order to get it, because everyone is present in the crowd. As I said, either be in the crowd or be in the platform. So I would obviously love to be in the platform than being in the crowd. So I think this is one of my favorite poem of Robert Frost, that is The Road Not Taken. If time permits, I would also like to read another poem of mine, because I have so many poems written. I never got a chance also to publish them. I post some of the poems in my statuses sometimes, but not very often. I would love to read another poem of mine. So I would present another poem if time permits. I'm sorry, just technical problem. I think I was not present for us sometimes. Sorry everyone. Uh, I have another poem here. Actually, I'm very fond of the moon and the sun relationship. Somehow it fascinates me the most. I remember when I was in class 5, I started writing poem when I was in class 4, and my first poem was Fashion the Lesson, and I remember I gave it for my school magazine, and it got published as the first poem of the English session. I was so happy because it was my first poem. It was about us. I don't have the poem now, but if sometime I get a chance, I will surely share that poem also. That was like just discussion between two kids. They were talking. They had a lesson called fashion. So one kid was asking, "Did you learn the lesson?" Another one was replying, "Yes, it is about the fashion." So it is. I was just a kid of class 3, so I just rhymed the words as possible. But as time passed by, I started to write poems connecting human lives with nature. And another poem of like that kind is present in front of you today. I would like to present in front of you. It's a poem where moon is talking to the sun, because I said I'm very fond of the moon and sun relationship. Somehow I like to connect, that because one is giving the light, another one is shining. We enjoy the moonlight, but we do not really cherish the sunlight too much. Like it's the summer season going on, and we do not enjoy so much of heat. But the moonlight, it just fascinates us, makes us so happy. So it's something like that I'm presenting in front of you. So here the moon is talking to the sun. Yet you compensate the void. Because I'm a stone without the reflection you lay on me. Yes, we never show up together, but we know we never so farther. Yet I show up prettier with the light you pass me, but I cherish you, mister, for all that you held on me. I wait till the evening for you to go, like I am in dusk and you in dawn. Yet there's twilight existence where we meet. Even if for a millisecond I appreciate, for you are my light, which brightens my stone and make me sign of love. So I talked here about one thing I think you notice. Yet there's twilight existence where we meet. Even if for a millisecond I appreciate. I talked here about the twilight existence just in the evening, if because I noticed this a lot. I love that scenery so much. Even I do painting, so I try to paint that thing, but it's not happening somehow. That twilight existence, the moon coming out just a little bit, and the sun just going down. That that beautiful scenery. I like to. I talked here about it, and I would definitely write a poem also one day. I'm not able to just jot it down. That feeling, I'm not able to jot it down. It's a really beautiful scenario, especially in the full moon time. If you notice, the moon is just coming out from one side, and the sun is just setting, and the sky is slightly blue. In the summer season, it's especially visible, and in the October month, it's in the visible Durga Puja time. My parents called it Harodio Purnima. So it's really beautiful, and I enjoyed it a lot. So that fascinates me the most. I think the moon fascinates me the most. I have written around 10 to 20 poems on moon. I love the moon so much. Um, I think that's all today. We have had enough of our time. The session was too long since our guest was not present today, so I got this chance. I would thank Rachna ma'am for giving me this chance to read out my poems. I'm still too young to actually get this platform, yet ma'am gave me this chance. Thank you so much, ma'am. But yes, we promise that we will be coming soon with a recorded interview of our dearest guest who is not able to be present today due to technical glitch. But I'm sure we will take the interview in this week itself, and we'll post it in Facebook, a recorded session. With this, we would like to end the session. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for seeing me. Please shower the comment section with all your lovely comments, and I will get motivation to write more. Thank you so much. We're ending with it. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.